Hey guys, what's going on? So I titled this video called "And on the Seventh Day" because it is a reference to when God made Earth and He devised a plan. It is so funny because when anybody else devises a plan, they say that God laughs, but when He devises the plan, supposedly it's okay. So He had basically used a week to devise, allegedly in the Bible, he had used a week in order to carry out his plans in creating the world. On the first day, second day, third day, fourth and fifth day, and etc. And on the seventh day, he rests. He rested. Pardon me. He was just like, you know what? This is for me. I'm just gonna look at my work and I'm just gonna do rest, and it's a job well done. If there's anything else that needs to be done, I'll fill it in. I like the fact that he laid out everything. Like he didn't really seem like a perfectionist. He was just like, I'm just gonna take some me time. I'm gonna take a sabbatical. And if anything else, happens, where any kind of problems or anything like that arise, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna handle it accordingly. I'm just gonna juggle things and I'm just gonna handle it accordingly. Pardon me. There's something that literally got into my eyes momentarily. Um, and also a rogue eyelash. Sorry. So yeah. All right. So yeah. I really do like this hairstyle and I will definitely get it again. I think this is actually very like nice summery too. It's very summery. It's more so close to summer, but I can see like, you want to have something that's like really pretty but not too long. This is definitely a warm weather kind of hairstyle. I think this is all year round, but particularly during the warm weather where it's going to be like not too hot, where it's just like a whole bunch of hair. Pardon me, uh, or anything of that nature. As you can see, my hair gets in my face, so yeah, she is cute, and I am going to be changing her, but I should have done a review. I think I might still do a review, but yeah. This shirt, it looks just like the bee's knees. I have a morning dove literally looking at me right now, and she is just so peaches and cream right now. She's brown beige, and she has blue eyeshadow. She's so pretty. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, the title of the video is called "And on the Seventh Day." So, just to kind of sum up some things that I had showed you guys in reference to people, with the bullshit. I just wanted to. I already did it yesterday. It was supposed to be installation, but here's like supposed to be my rest day, and I'm just really kind of like sitting back and observing a lot of things, as I naturally do, and it's got a lot of people who are wanting to be against me being busybodies, wanting to do like some really not even just low vibrational, like some really corrupt foul stuff behind the scenes in order to keep these games going. It's just like god damn, like it's really embarrassing on the fact that these people are grown ass people, and these people are people who are also parents and figures in certain kind of political or high places. But I've already given you the excuse me. Oh my god, my eye. Pardon me. Uh-huh. See, this is why. Like I literally have a something in my eye. Two things in my eye. Oh my goodness, please pardon. Let's get that one since it's moving the most in. Oh, I get it. Got it. Good. Okay. No. God damn it. We're like literally firing my Okay, get it? Got it. Good. So fired, mascara. So fired. Okay, pardon me on that one. Okay. All right. Yeah, so the title of this video is called And on the Seventh Day. So it's basically to discuss about how the Lord had his plans and he went about trying to, create the earth. He didn't even try to create the earth. He created the earth and he mapped out the plans to do certain things on this day, on that day, third day, fourth day, etc., etc. Now, the only reason why I wanted to go ahead and point that out is because it's also a Sunday, which is, typically the day that a lot of people or most people go to church to praise and give worship and thank the Lord, and also to for fellowship and community. With this, I thought it was just very interesting on how those same people who are pretending to be so either holier thou or so upstanding now that I'm calling pulling everybody's cards. Uh, it just seems so interesting because these people don't like the fact that I'm speaking up and speaking out in reference to their behaviors and their crimes and their sins. And these are people who are very delusional, in which they were, worshiping multiple deities, not just Christianity, doing, in the name of those clandestine practices, excuse me, those practices that they did, um, in private, because the religion is not private, but the rituals and the actions that they took were private. So yeah, these clandestine practices that they were doing behind the scenes, now to just act like they're holier than now and upstanding on the forefront and in public is just very funny. And they really do not like me speaking up and speaking out in reference to exactly all the harm, well, not all the harm, because I don't know every single thing, but for a lot of the harm and disrespect that they did to me. That being said, one of the terms, considering it is a predominantly black um, experience, not experience, but it is a predominantly black offense that happened, that occurred, and that is still ongoing. And it's, run primarily by black people who started and initiated this stuff, but it has been carried out and supported, and people are kind of taking the reins that are non-black, but black people now are still like the face of everything. It's just really interesting on how these people have been thinking that, supposedly snitches, the term snitches get stitches is an expression used within, it says, I looked it up because it says that it is an expression that is used by subcultures. And I think that's a really polite way to say, like black people or urban neighborhoods and things of that nature. Because I already knew exactly what it meant, but I wanted to confirm um, the origin of it. And it doesn't say that they know of an origin. And I think that that's basically like the black term, or excuse me, like the black colloquialism or colloquial, in order to say basically if you speak on somebody, then their retaliation is likely for them to come and get you. Ultimately, what black people were trying to say is that, hey, look, if you speak out against me, or if you turn me out or betray me or things of that nature, then you will get yours. I think that's kind of like the same rule that you would see in something like, in the Art of War, or I was gonna say shit too. Stop. Um, is You're gonna see that in several different references, not just Machiavellian. Actually, not even Machiavellian. I don't think you would see it in there. I definitely think you would see it in certain Asian references, um, perhaps Zao, or even I don't know. I want to just make maybe see. Hold on. Practice it isn't old. Excuse me. It is old, but the phrase seems as if it resonates back in the days of ancient times. I.e., Zao. Would it not? No, I mean, yeah. So I was correct. So because it's nothing new when it comes to it's like this. It's like saying no honor among thieves. So if somebody was to go ahead and betray the thief, who's who's likely to betray the other thief, but it's just that thief one decided to do it first to thief two. There is that that phrase, that long term phrase. There's no honor among thieves. So, and unfortunately, they didn't tell me that. It's just something that I remember, and it's just like when you say the word "snitches get stitches," it just brings back the time of how people are manipulating you to be quiet because there is likelihood of someone speaking on your behalf. No, not just speaking on your behalf, but like someone trying to end you. And the thing here is that people will try to end you anyway. I think back onto the time when I think back onto the time when there's like those old mafia references or things of that nature where somebody has you know what, look at this, something that's more modern. You do have you seen ever seen Batman? What was that Batman movie with Bane, with the character Bane in it? The modern one, the Chris Nolan film. No, I'm sorry. It didn't have Bane in it. It had Heath Ledger as the Joker. So in the beginning, he was robbing a bank, right? And everybody didn't know that, like, one of them, like, everybody was assigned to kill the other person, but no one knew that everybody was going to be killed. They were just like, oh, well, then we'll split the money like four ways, three ways, two ways. That is the way how certain people move when it comes to being very duplicitous and corrupt anyway. And I think that it's really, that's why I think that that's one of the reasons why I thought it was like really foul and fucked up on the way how people were going about it the wrong way in order to try to harm me and provoke me, because like you guys are expendable. I've told you many times that you guys are pawns. So it's just like at the very end of the day, you're sacrificing your own self for fleeting moments, and you'll find yourself at the end of the rope where whether or not you are keeping your mouth shut You can be sold out. And if they want to at any point in time, you will be tested. It's just like these are people who I've warned you about. And it's just like, at a point in time when I've seen like the light side of them, because the darkness has literally all been done behind my back. But it's just like even seeing or even sensing just a little bit of the light about them, I can intuitively, instinctively see exactly like how foul that these people can actually move. And that's why I cut them off a long, 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 long time ago. So now here we are, where people are really upset at me speaking out on behalf of how these people move and how they have had negative intentions towards me, and just calling out the stuff that happened for what it is. And they're using the term like, snitches get stitches. And the thing is, or like they're saying snitches get stitches because they don't want to have anybody else, who was involved with the offenses against me to speak out. And they've been trying to project and label me as a snitch myself because, like, supposedly, we were close, and they don't like it at the fact that I'm putting out all their dirty laundry. Well, not all their dirty laundry, but the dirty laundry that they've had in order to disprove their lies that they've made against me. So now that they want to cry victim, it's called victimization when the narcissist or the loser decides to go ahead and wants to sees that I'm standing up for myself, that I have boundaries. And so now they're reduced to trying to cry and play victim and wanting to project their misdeeds and their wrongdoings and their criminal actions onto me. So, pardon me. Pardon me. Okay. So, I'm sorry, there's fluffies around here, and I have my cat, and she's ogling the dove, and the dove doesn't care. The dove does not care. The dove is getting his or hers, and I love it. This is so pretty and fat. Anyway, so anyway, but it's just like, all right, just imagine, if you will, these people are obviously like, you can take somebody out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of them, apparently, because there's just like, some type of mentality about these people that just is stagnated, and it's just stunted. It's just undeveloped, and they choose not to fucking grow up. Instead, they rather distract with other people's situations that they'll either lie about, or that they have caused, or is talking about their old lives that they either want to project onto somebody else. They want to try to deflect you with some kind of scenario in order for you to not worry about it, um, about holding them accountable for the evil shit that they've done. Okay. Now it's crazy that a lot of these people now are trying to, again, trying to be upstanding and have moral, trying to, um, market or advertise their new moral fiber, when for over a decade they have been so dark, sinister, unprovoked, and unjust. And at any point you can get saved, but the thing here also is just that while they're over here still trying to pretend to, be of moral fiber and taking the high ground, they are still over here trying to not only silence me, but still take my character. So that's what makes it disingenuous. Like, anybody can go ahead and turn a new leaf though. But if you are trying to use, if you're not intentionally being a good person, then like you can tell that somebody is being disingenuous, somebody's not being authentically, a good person or well-rounded, or even, having being the bigger person, or having, high moral fiber, when they're still doing the fuck shit. These people are still over here lying on my name. These people are still over here mocking me, still taking, enjoyment out of doing this, that, here, and the third, in order to, push on with the fuck shit, and just continue being malicious, continue being harmful, continue being greedy and corrupt. And the thing about that though is, it's like, you don't like snitches, but yet you hold this huge volume that has been interpreted, translated on more than one occasion, and you sit in a pew every week, sometimes twice a week, talking about other people's business. Did you know, like, basically, like, the Bible is, you know, it's practically a book. This is not the Bible, but just pretend. Like, you don't like snitches though, but every single day, or the way how you guys want to quote out of the Bible to try to, cover your ass. But like every single week, you're over here, reiterating stories from basically a bunch of snitches. You were reading the source of calling out the devil, calling out people who were basically crossing the other one, calling out somebody who got really lusty and decided to kill one of their men, one of their soldiers, put him in the front of the battle in order for him to sleep or lay down and impregnate a woman and then go off and, and marry her. That that's some compelling stuff. You feel me? That was, supposedly, some real life matters that have happened. So just like, imagine, if you will, you have something here that's, saying like, hey man, this right here is talking about somebody who has sold out their brothers. All right, so basically, you are a bunch of siblings and you were very jealous of your sibling, and so you gave him away, or like you tossed him aside, and then you ran back home and you told your father, your parent, that said sibling was dead. And later on, you come to find out homie is still alive. And so now you're shitting bricks because he's also speaking out. And you find out you are in some deep, 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 deep trouble. And you're just like, oh my God, like, what's going on? What's going on? We're just so sorry. We're so apologetic. We're the victims now. Yeah, okay. Oh fucking okay. There's tons of stories on, and tales and references and cautionary tales that you can find within a book. It's like a burn book, but just, also it's not even like a burn book, but it's giving you details about like some fucked up shit. Like, you feel me? About like, what people have done in order to try to rape some angels. And then the angels were like, no, fuck that. In fact, we're gonna burn your entire town to the ground because you guys wanted to go ahead and try to harm us, molest us. You didn't care that we didn't want to. You wanted to force your will onto us. That sounds, like some titillating things, some titillating details that would definitely, that's obviously a crime. That's obviously something that's, immoral. That's obviously something, these matters are obviously, fucked up, but you don't care because it's not talking about you guys. You only care if it's about somebody else. And it just also reminded me about, like, how in our history books, we always have the details about how white people did purchase us and decided to take us overseas to America and disperse us all over, and decided to harm us and torture us and the inhumane mistreatment that we have, definitely endured, or that African people have definitely endured in America, the African Americans. Honestly, when I was in school, when I was in grade school, I never heard anything about Africans literally selling Africans, their own people, to the Europeans. It just kind of cut through the cut through all that other kind of mess, and it was just kind of alluding to the fact that, oh no, that we were either captured, and sometimes we were. Excuse me, sometimes Africans were, when it came to, captivity and indentured slavery, where it was just like, okay, hey, look, um, and we were just thinking, and by we, I mean just like in grade school, because of the books, it was just like, okay, yeah, this is what white people did. This definitely needs to be known. They need to be handled accordingly for that. Still do, but at the same time, like, not even but at the same time, you guys, like black people, were responsible for pushing that agenda and for wanting to go ahead and try to be the top of the food chain in that department. when it comes to being like slave masters, or and when it comes to like slave trading, like that was supposed to be the oil in Asia, or and that's the oil in the Middle East, or the science and gunpowder and fireworks and that nature um, of Asia, the printing and in Europe or Germany. It's just like slavery was that. Slavery was equivalent to that. Like that's what Africans in Africa wanted to really push hard. That, and of course, diamonds and the natural resources too. But mostly it was known for slavery. And the thing, excuse me, and the thing here is that would have been really nice to have known. And during like those history classes, it actually would have made it a lot. It would have made it a lot more interesting, because we always are seeing on repeat about like how the white people have harmed us, and we still see that, and we still see that to this day. We really do. We still see that to this day. But it would be really nice to also know about the source. It would be nice to know about the source in addition to exactly like it would be nice to know about the source of everything, so that way we can kind of help ourselves in order resolving a problem of today that's still maintaining, because like slavery is not supposed to be around, and yet people have this entitlement to want to control and harm other people based off on their color of their skin, and also just who they are as a person, just prejudices that do not harm them. It's bizarre. It's really, really fucking bizarre. But yeah, it's just like, you're not fooling me, black people who are on the dark side of evil, when it comes to you trying to call me a snitch or trying to call anybody else a snitch, when it's literally just a matter of justice. You know, you guys don't matter when it comes to other factors. So why are you over here hooping and hollering for this? And I know why, and other people know why. It's because you want to try to save your ass. You did some fuck shit intentionally. You not only double down, you triple down, quadruple down. You intentionally did this shit for decades, and you laughed about it. Some of you guys are still laughing about it because you believe that you will get, scot free, scot off, and all that other kind of shit, because were kumbayaing this shit with people in high positions. My thing here is that, all the duplicitous bullshit that you've done um definitely comes at a price. So there's no woe was you. Okay. You need to sit in it. And the fact that you want to try to talk about me in any kind of nefarious or negated way is ultimately just a projection. It's really just going back to you. It's talking about yourself, and how miserable you are, how weak you are, and the way how you had to employ a whole bunch of people in order to try to come against me, how stupid you are to have facilitated an agenda that only just showed how big of a stain so many of you are. And you attracted so many black people, and it was just like, well, damn, like black people didn't want to use this against, actual parts of like, injustice or like certain civil matters, like other things. No, they wanted to be bitches and try to like use me in order for come ups that they're still at a disadvantage of, that they still have to complain about and write think pieces about and things of that nature. It's like you're not fooling me, and you're not fooling other people. And I just want to just tell other people, like, hey, look, yeah, you're right to go ahead and doubt the bullshit, because, like, yeah, basically, what those other people are doing are just yammering, yap, 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 and recycling a bunch of the bullshit that they keep doing in order to either prolong justice from happening or trying to escape it in its entirety. But it's just like, no, bitch, no, bitch is like, no, sit down, hear this, and you know get your just dues. Like, it's definitely it's an overdue time. It's time to pick Piper. Okay, it really is. It's yeah, it really, 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 really is. So yeah, with the whole snitches thing, like I think that's one of the things that's being marketed around right now, and that's definitely heavily an urban phrase. And it's not surprising because I'm just like, anytime when I call, people out for doing the fuck shit, it's just like, oh, she's a bad person. Oh, she doesn't like black people. No, 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 no. She doesn't like, no, I don't like specific black people. It's like I don't like specific white people and I don't like specific people in general when it comes to like, the fuck shit that they're on. It's all about the character. And I am properly allocating the source of the problem, of said problem. Right now what's going on is that they're trying to victimize themselves and they're having other people of color try to come to their defense and trying to make them seem like they're vulnerable as a whole, and it's just like, no, um, we we need to call it out for what it is, because like, don't get it twisted that black people are at a are not at a disadvantage, because black people are still at an economic disadvantage. And that makes it even more embarrassing because you did a lot of fuck shit for nothing. And yet you're still trying to, double down and pretend like you don't know what the fuck is going on. And you're over here still like, being a fucking minus to other black people who were either on the sidelines or not participating in this shit, you know? Like you're tainting people. It's like, it's like some kid shit where you have a bunch of kids downstairs and the adults are upstairs and you hear something break and you're just like, who did that? And you're just like, oh, well, I don't know, or something like that, because the innocent ones, either one of them knows and or the other ones don't know what's going on. And you're fucking it up for them. You're fucking it up for them because now you're all in trouble. Now you're all in trouble because the troublemaker didn't want to take that whoop ass or that punishment. You know? They don't want to be tainted. They don't want to be seen in that bad light. So yeah, I just wanted to just put that out there. It's crazy on how you literally don't like snitches, but yet in the grand scheme of things, you guys have built your wealth or your profit money, side money, your mega churches and things of that nature off being a fucking snitch. Or just being fucking messy. Like, you feel me? Like, this whole fucking platform is about, a whole fucking context, a book, or, a tell all about, speaking on people who fucked up in life and were trying to shit on the little guys and did some really nefarious shit. People like David who decided to, who had the nice fucking image, but ultimately showed his ass by doing something that was really fucked up and foul, and he knew it. And then he ultimately got kicked out of his own kingdom. So, and he, he lost a child and things of that nature. But it's just like, ah, I mean, I mean, I mean, so crazy. What was the other thing? It just seems really insane that people would try to project things like, sneaky and trying to say that, I'm being sneaky when the whole entire time you guys are trying to say this stuff behind my fucking back in a really toxic ass community. With your Sunday hats and your Bibles and your warm Bibles that are just highlighted with different color markers and things of that nature. Like, see, I'm a good person. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm a good person. I'm the one holding the Bible here. I don't know exactly what. No, probably you guys have been like saying other things in order to take my character, but it's just like it's evident that you guys are really not good people. You guys are really fucked up. In the grand scheme of things, you are performing to be good, but ultimately, you're doing a lot of fucked up shit. And it's not my fault that I'm calling you out on exactly what you're doing, and I have no remorse on it. Just like you had no remorse on it. And I see right through the bullshit in which, What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay. The buck does not stop here. Okay. We really have to be on our P's and Q's. Oh, wow, I'm just doing a lot of phrases right now, but it's like, you should have been on your P's and Q's instead of trying to fuck with me. Okay. Unfortunately, you weren't. All right. You intentionally decided to be a fucking minus and wanted to come for me and, make up a storyline that was false and do the most in order to harm me. And I'm just like, no, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. I'm not. So who am I to keep that to myself? I rather tell the public. I rather tell people so that way they can also be wary of whenever they come across you or anybody else who happens to support you. And I'm also telling people for the history, for the future, because if no one honestly is trying to, have this information, go out, then eventually I'm gonna have to put more, foot to pavement and really promote these messages because a lot of this shit is super dangerous. Like what you guys have been doing to me is so wrong, criminal, and corrupt. It is. It has been self-serving for you all. This was supposed to be an outdated practice, but you guys decided to just give it one more go. Everything from financial abuse to just lying on me, stealing from me, stealing my identity, impersonating me, mocking me, doing nasty things. Again, just a whole lot of crazy shit. And especially the voyeurism thing. I think that's super wild. Like for you guys to have done that is super wild. And speaking of which, I've seen a video where people are trying to push that kind of angle where I think the term is called fly on the wall now. People are trying to push that angle onto social media instead of having people talk directly to the audience on TikTok platforms like that because they said that they said that it looks more authentic. And it's just like don't let that turn dark because already that already I mean that was already done a few years ago when I saw some of the influencers do that and it was under the guise of oh this is just another this is another not even another theatrical way but like this is another way in order to go ahead and show like the perception of of doing videos like POV and things of that nature. In reality, some people are just trying to be sneaky about having caught people on camera that they weren't supposed to. Some legal surveillance and things of that nature. And it seems like very, I wouldn't say Truman Show, but it just we've seen the stories about Airbnb cameras, secret cameras in people's places and people's secret rooms, not secret rooms, people have witnessed secret cameras hidden within their rooms that they've, rented out via either Airbnbs or hotels. And some people have made a profit off of that. Some people obviously haven't. Some people have used that for their own personal gain and being perverted, which is disgusting. Then there's just people who, who had OnlyFans at one point in time where it was just like, these are people who are okay with having their bodies out and exposed and things of that nature in order for money. So, with voyeurism, surveillance, and OnlyFans, it can only conclude that a lot of the shit that people will be doing or have done already, especially I know with me, what people have done already, is gone ahead and try to make it seem like it's okay to kind of like start having those POVs where you're seeing somebody literally getting spied on or it's giving you like that perception. Just like it's handle it with grace and handle it fine. Don't make it seem like, this is something that really should be the wave where we are over here recording people without their permission or without them knowing, because that in itself is illegal and it's unethical. Do not do that. You will definitely get yourself in trouble as these people are and as they try to, escape accountability for what the fuck is going on. So again, it has its pluses and minuses. I myself can see, even me doing like a weird POV, considering I've been having my camera and using it on Facebook to do certain angles where it seems almost like fly on the wall kind of situations. But it's just I want people to be very cautious and wary of not trying to make this a growing trend to the point where people get desperate and go ahead and want to record people without their permission. And this would just be like another situation. This would be like a remix to what I've been through. Okay. So yeah, those were the two things that I wanted to talk about. I think there was another one though, but I am a little hungry. I can definitely use some food. I'm gonna go eat. I have like some cod and I'm gonna have a salad and some bread, some focaccia. And yeah, yeah, good times, good times. All right, guys, I will see you later. But yeah, that's just really it. Just some hating ass people who are pretending to be upstanding and they're saying that, don't snitch and things of that nature. But it's just like, bruh, like you don't mind it when somebody speaks up for you when it comes to any injustice. So why? Well, I know why you're mad, and I know why you are trying to silence people and manipulate people in order to not speak up. But it's just like, no, speak up, call out the people for what it is. I know at the very end of the day, if even if no one speaks up for me, I speak up. I'm very comfortable with having to say exactly what I need to say in order to get you guys to witness all the fuck shit that they've been doing and all the fuck shit that they're capable of doing. Like these people have really been very evil, extremely, extremely evil. So yeah, and it's just the way how they move. Like these people are moving, messy. As I mean, it's crazy because you call that being a pastor, but if you were to do that with anything else, you'd call it really kind of like messy. It's just really kind of it's really on how you abuse those facts. It's really on how you abuse those stories and leave it to people who are these Christians. Leave it to these people who are supposedly, mature to weaponize what they're saying and what they're using in order to get one over on somebody, to gaslight somebody into thinking that the other person that they're referring to is the evil one, when the whole entire time it's them. It's them. It's really them. You guys are calling your own selves out. It's like, oh no, I don't like when people talk about other people. You guys do that every single fucking day in church. You talk about your community members and things of that nature every single day. Outside, like outside of church in the parking lot and then inside during Bible study. Bad business. Bad business. And even more so, like you keep my name in your mouth more times than you keep God in your mouth. Dirty business. Dirty business. Like for you guys to really just, move so funky and foul. Oof. I feel good. Okay, I'm gonna go. Because I'm gonna go eat. I might come back up on here, so we shall see. If not, then I would say have a good day. To the people who obviously are not the ops, so who are not my ops. I'm so sorry. I'm just like really, really tired. But all right, I'm gonna go. Bye.